What's happening guys, it's Abhinav from Phone Bunch and this is a review of the Samsung Galaxy A9 Pro. Now let's get the specs out of the way first. So this comes with a massive 6-inch display, Snapdragon 652 octa-core inerts with 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of expandable storage, a 16 megapixel f1.9 rear camera, 8 megapixel front camera, you get a fingerprint sensor here as well, and a massive 5000 mAh battery. We'll get to the rest of the things as we move along through the review. Let's talk about build. On the right of the phone you can see you have the power lock and unlock button. Very sturdy build, it offers great feedback and it is a dual SIM smartphone, so you can use 2 SIM cards and you have a separate micro SD card slot as well, which I'll talk about in a short while. Now on the left of the phone you have the volume buttons. These are located a bit too high, so it's more ergonomic to use in the left hand, where you have access to both the power lock and unlock button as well as the volume rocker, and you can use the right hand on the screen. So it is sort of a two-handed device anyways. Now moving to the top, you have the micro SD card slot, noise cancellation mic, and the bottom is again very busy. So you have the primary microphone, speaker, micro USB port, as well as a 3.5 audio jack. At the back you get the 16 megapixel camera, you have optical image stabilization, it doesn't protrude that much, and you have a very bright LED flash with the Samsung branding. Now you have Corning Gorilla Glass 4 protection on both the front and back. It's not a very thick device, about just 7.9mm, and especially packing that large 5000 mAh battery, it really doesn't feel that bulky. Yes, it is not a very light device, but given the display size and the huge battery, it doesn't come as a surprise. Coming to the front, you get an 8 megapixel f1.9 camera, proximity and light sensors. Below the display, you have capacitive buttons which do light up and a home button which doubles up as a fingerprint sensor. Now talking about this display, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is a Super AMOLED 1080p panel, great color reproduction, slightly saturated, you can go ahead and tweak that as well, but overall, it's brilliant to look at, it's visible outdoors, it is very bright too. And as I was saying, you can go ahead and tweak the color balance of the display as well, choose from one of the options that is given. Great smooth touch response, and again, this is protected by 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 4 as well. And if we get to that fingerprint sensor, it might not be the fastest fingerprint sensor I've seen of late, but you can see it is very accurate. It is a 360-degree sensor, so it works from every single angle, and again, it works every single time too. With that, let's talk about network and call quality. Now that is again top notch here. I haven't had many issues with Samsung smartphones relating to network or call quality. The earpiece is actually quite loud, as is the speakerphone. Mobile hotspot, Wi-Fi and USB tethering all worked out fine too, and you have NFC available here, and couple that with the fingerprint sensor, this phone is ready for Android Pay in the regions that it is available. And here are all the sensors that are available on the device. So you have an accelerometer, proximity sensor, magnetic field sensor, so pretty much everything that you need on the phone. Yes, it doesn't have a gyroscope, but that's pretty much only required for mobile VR. And truth be told, mobile VR is pretty much dead. The Gear VR is a decent option, but even then, mobile VR just doesn't make sense anymore. Now again, you have the quick launch shortcut to start the camera. It works brilliantly here, and the shutter speed here is really good, as you can see. You have quite a lot of modes available, including the HDR mode, which works wonders. And you have a Pro mode, which doesn't give you that much control, but at least it's there. You can record up to 1080p videos with the rear camera, no 4K option available there, and the front facing camera does take decent selfies. You can see there is a bit of detail there, but it does add some noise in low light environments. Now talking about the rear camera, when there's ample amount of light, you can see this camera takes very good images. Great bokeh with that wide aperture. Great shutter speed there as well, and you can see colors really pop. Slightly oversaturated at times, and you can see HDR mode really works wonders here. But when the light starts to go a bit down, this camera does struggle with focusing a bit. Even in very close-up shots, it does struggle a bit with focusing, but overall, still this is a decent camera. The flash is also quite bright, it tries to preserve colors, and in artificial light, this camera does add a bit of noise. OIS definitely helps in lower light situations where the images don't turn out blurry, but still, it needs a bit of work. Now in terms of video recording, yes, OIS works very well, but it does again take time to focus as you see here. The colors look a bit bland in videos, but at least you have autofocusing in videos, and the videos do look decently sharp, they don't look that soft. But there's one thing though, if you are taking videos from a bit of a distance, the camera does try to hunt for focus quite a bit. With that, let's talk about audio quality. Now this is the headset that you get within the box. These actually do sound quite alright. Decent amount of bass, the highs and mids are a bit muddled though. Now I also have volume control available on the headset itself, so it's actually pretty decent. The speakerphone here is quite loud, it is clear and it doesn't sound tinny at all, and moreover it doesn't rattle at full volume. Now you have FM radio available on the device as well. You can record FM in stereo quality and actually works out pretty well. With that, let's get to software. So there is absolutely no bloat on this device, just the basic apps that you get with Android. There are some Microsoft apps, but that's just about it. It's a very clean interface that we are used to nowadays from Samsung. Toned down version of TouchWiz here. And as you can see right here, we are running Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow right out of the box on this one, and this should get an upgrade to Android Nougat. And if you don't like the default icon set, wallpaper or the colors, you can just go ahead and customize it with a theme. Now out of the 32 gigs of storage, you will get about 22 to 24 odd gigs of storage when you get the device, and well, you can expand that with a micro SD card as well. USB OTG is also supported here. And out of the 4 gigs of RAM on the device, we had about 1.5 gigs free, even though several apps were running in the background. So multitasking is really not an issue on this device. Now there are some neat features here like the one-handed mode, which opens up by triple tapping on the home button, and well, performance on this device is really great. Web browsing worked out well, apps open up quickly. Yes, the animations are a bit lengthy, but apart from that, everything still opens up very swiftly. And even after opening so many apps, if I just went back to Chrome, you can see that it is still kept in memory, and that's where the phone really performs well. Memory management is very good here. 4 gigs of RAM really helps in that aspect. Now this phone actually performs very well in gaming too. You can have a look at our gaming review. I'll have a card for that up top. Now I've saved the best for the last, battery life on this device. I've been using this phone continuously for the last 2 odd hours and at full brightness, and even then I've just lost about 10 odd % of battery life. So this phone easily gave me about 2 full days of use with about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time. That's actually pretty brilliant. The battery life is really insane on this phone. And then you have the ultra power saving mode. If you get into a bit of trouble, don't have a charger around, you can extend battery life. So that's really the gist of this phone. Great battery life, a brilliant display, solid build quality, and very good performance as well. The only thing that's really lacking is that rear camera. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just a bit above average, while the rest of the things on this phone are really great. So folks, that's it for this review. If there's anything else you want to know about this phone, do hit us in the comment section, and don't forget to download the Phone Bunch Android app where we are running a share and win giveaway. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.